YouTube. It's popping. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I was hit by a car. I'm okay though. I'm all right. No broken bones, no anything. I got a fat ass gash on my hand. That's why it's wrapped up. Got a couple stitches. Let's talk about it, man. A little story time for y'all. I'm in LA, chilling, you know what I'm saying, living my best life. And bro, for the most part, the trip was actually really dope. I had a meeting with Heartbeat Studios, Kevin Hart's studio, which was dope. Hopefully trying to write a script for them. The video that y'all saw, that video's like 3 days old. I'm better now. I went to VCon, Gary V's convention. It was dope. Met T-Pain. That's where I had the video with T-Pain. I was supposed to do a lot of stuff too. My last day in LA, I was supposed to do a session with Leon Thomas. Then I was supposed to go to Ski Master Slump God show with DJ Scheme. And then I was supposed to go to Young Thug's birthday party with Spider, like his brand. Which all got postponed because I decided to wrestle a car. But other than that, man, the LA trip was dope. It was very fruitful. I feel like I've gained a couple of steps in the traditional media sense, not just content creator sense. So let's get into it, man. So that day I woke up. I didn't really have much to do. I did my busy schedule throughout the week, and this was like one of the first days that I was free, like in the morning. So I was like, all right. My boy, he's a content creator. My boy Christian was in town. And I was like, fuck it, let's go grab some food. We went to go get some oxtail. That shit bust. And so I scooter over there, right? Funny enough, after that talk, I was gonna hit the dispensary. In hindsight, I knew where the dispensary was by memory, but if I would have looked it up, like by GPS, I would have found it quicker, which means I probably wouldn't have got hit by a fucking vehicle. So I'm riding the scooter through LA, and I'm like, let me try to guess where it is. I had nothing else to do, so I could kill time. And so I find the street that it's on. Light turns green. And so I'm passing it, right? And something just touched the back of my neck. And I got my headphones on, I'm listening to music. And something touches the back of my neck, and I go, And I look, and I go, oh. I know that if y'all watched my Instagram story, I said it was a Nissan Altima. I said that for jokes. It was actually a Tesla. So fuck you, Elon. So I look, I go, oh, there go a Tesla. Boom! So I'm riding the scooter, right? And let's say this is the front of the car. Okay? And this is like the, no, it's this side. It's like the left headlight. And I'm like, so the car's going this way, and I'm coming like this way, right? And so I turn, boom, and my feet go in the air, and like, I kind of hit like a Beyblade spin move on the car, because he's still going as I'm getting hit. So my back had hit the rear view mirror, but like a little bit of my back, like right here. And then my back slammed onto like his window, and I broke the glass on his window. And then I'm laying there on the ground. I'm like, fuck. Like, I remember I kind of sat there for a second. I was like, damn. That was the first thing I thought. And then I get up, and I don't know what it looked like, obviously, but everybody on the street was freaked the fuck out. And so they're like, oh my God, are you okay? My dumb ass, my first instinct was just to tell everybody I'm good. I don't even know if I'm good or not. But I'm like, I'm good. Everybody, I'm good. And so I'm in the middle of the street. The light is green. So I'm like, I got to get up out the street. And so, bro, it hurts to it hurts to laugh hard. It also hurts to breathe in hard. Yeah, it hurts like right here to breathe. The dude in the Tesla stopped. He like pulled over. He came up to me. He's like, are you okay? And then there was a dude behind him in a car. And he came out and was immediately on some like, you need to call your lawyer, you need to go to the hospital. That's the two things you need to do. And I'm still trying to like psych myself up. I'm like, I'm good. I'm still gonna go to the hospital, but I'm good. And then a third guy comes. This is another pedestrian. So I look at my shoes, and my shoes got blood on them. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, where am I bleeding? Because I don't feel any pain right now. And so I'm looking, and my whole shit is just bloody, gushing. I'm like, that sucks. And so I look at it too long. I'm like, all right, it's probably not the best idea to just look at this right now. So somebody comes out of a shop and gives me a whole bunch of paper towels. I'm holding it. It's bleeding through the paper towels. It is what it is. They're asking me all these questions. How you feeling? Are you good? Anything really hurting? How's your head? Now I'm like coherent enough to kind of know what's going on. I never like knocked out or anything, but like the initial hit's over, I'm now stepped over to the side. And I'm like, I'm good. Like, nothing feels broken. I've broken a bone before. I was like, nothing feels broken. I'm standing up. I can hear what y'all are saying. I'm able to talk. So I know I didn't hit my head. I'm just bleeding. And so it's the dude who hit me, and then it's these two pedestrians. So he's asking for my information. Let me get your ID. Let me get your insurance. And then it was bro was an essay. His name was Danny. He goes, nah, fool. Nah, hell nah. He don't need to give you any information, fool. It wasn't a car crash. You hit him on a scooter. And then the other pedestrian starts chiming in. And I could, like, the static is starting to climb. People are starting to get mad. So I try to cut it because, like, I'm fine. So I'm like, yo, I'm the one that got hit. There's no need for nobody to get angry. Let's call a cop, get them down here, and then let's let them handle the legalities of the situation. There's no reason to get angry. And so I kind of cut the tension with that. Cause I'm like, I'm the one that got hit by the car and I'm not even mad. And so I call the cops. I call the LAPD. Them motherfuckers didn't answer. Excuse me? What? They did not answer. I called them like twice and they did not answer. And so I'm like, all right, whatever. And so I'm calling my people. I'm like, yo, I'm good. I'm great. I'm fine. I just got hit by a car. And so everybody on my end is freaking out, but I'm good. I'm telling them I'm good. I'm going to go to the hospital. I'm going to make sure I'm good. I'll call you if anything changes. And so shouts out my boy Danny, man. Danny's recording the whole situation with me and the dude who hit me. And like, he was real cool. I'm filling out the police report online because he's from LA. He's like, they're going to come down here and they're either going to fill the police report out and they're going to take an hour to do it just to come down here, or they're going to tell you to fill it out online. Like, I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. I'm like, all right, I'm still leaking. Like, multiple paper towels leaking. So I'm like, I should probably just go to the hospital. I fill this shit out online. I get bro's information. Danny's like, fool, do you need me to take you to the hospital? I got you. It's 2-3 blocks down. I'm like, bet, I got you. Let's go. So I'm explaining the story fast, but this is now 20 minutes after I've gotten hit. So every 10 minutes that pass, the pain starts to come in a little bit more and more. And I'm like, all right, the adrenaline got me, but I'm hurting. I need to go. He takes me to the hospital. This motherfucker goes, I got a blunt. Do you want to hit it? Danny, take me to the hospital, Danny, please. Just take me to the hospital. It's like a 5-minute drive, if that. And we get to the hospital. I'm like, hey, man, thank you for taking me here. I got his number down. I was like, if anything changes, I'll let you know. If anything changes, I need to talk my left hand. If anything changes, I'll let you know. So I walk in there. And, like, I'm definitely feeling the pain now. I'm walking in this bitch like this. I'm walking in this bitch like that. In the hospital that I was in, you're first met by 2 police officers, and you got to go through a metal detector. There's a guy cop and a girl cop. So the guy cop is like, he sees me, he's like, what's going on? What happened? And I go, I just got hit by a car. And he's like, all right, set your stuff down. We need to get you through the metal detector. And like, as he says metal detector, the girl cop goes, I like your shirt. Thanks. What were you saying, guy cop? Because I just got hit by a car? And he goes, all right. He goes, do you have any lighters in your bag? I have my bag on me. And I was like, I do have a lighter. He's like, all right, well, you're going to have to take. So he says, take that out. And she goes, where'd you get your shirt from? Ma'am, I need to see somebody that isn't you right now. What are we doing right now? Right? What are we doing right now? And so he checks my shit, like my bag. I go through the metal detector. Then I walk to the front. I don't know. I walk to the front glass where the nurses are. They're like, what's going on? And I go, I just got hit by a car. And they go, did you walk in here? I say yes, but in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck does that matter? I'm here. And I just got I lost a fight with a car. Get me in this bitch. They get me in. I sit down for like they're like, sit right here while we get everything ready for you. I sit there for like a minute. Literally like a minute. And they're like, all right, let's go. So there's like a room right next to where I was sitting. And they put me on the bed. And I'm not gonna lie, this is where I started getting a little freaked out. I've had some traumatic shit happen to me. I've had some people die. I've been to some hospital rooms. I don't like being in hospital rooms. I especially don't like being the one that everybody's working on. But I'm not gonna lie, it was like a scene out of Grey's Anatomy. There's like 2 doctors and like 6 nurses. So I take my clothes, well, my shirt off. They put me in a gown. And then they sit me down and they're all just checking me. And they're all like moving fluid as fuck. It was actually really interesting to see. It was real cool. And so they're like, abrasion on left elbow. I don't know what the word they used for my gash, but they were like, something on his right hand. And then they strap me up with an EKG and like if my heart stops or something, I don't know. And the whole time I'm talking to him and I'm throwing jokes out. Partly because I don't take nothing serious, but when something serious does happen, I gotta make a joke about it, because if I don't, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. And so this nurse comes in, she goes, "Have we seen you before?" I know she's seen my videos. It's not that hard to be like, yeah, I'm on TikTok and Instagram and shit like that. You should fuck with the page. And so I just hit her with like, no, I've never been here before. So everybody's checking me. And then they immediately bring out a portable x-ray. I didn't even know they had those bitches. So I'm sitting up now and the doctor's like checking the back of my head and my spine. And he's taking like 2 fingers and touching like each disc in my spine. And I'm not reacting. So he's like, okay, good. It doesn't seem like you have anything wrong with your spine. Now we have to lay you down and x-ray you to see if anything internal is going on. And so I lay down. One nurse comes up to me with a fat ass shot. And I go, "What's in that?" And she goes, "Pain meds." My dumb ass, I'm like, I'm probably not going to need that. And she goes, "No, you're going to need this." Stick. Crazy. It wasn't like loopy shit. My guess is it was like liquid, I don't know, Tylenol or some stronger liquid version of a pain med. But I wasn't like feeling nothing. And then there's another nurse on this side. And she goes, "This is a tetanus shot." And I said, "Oh yeah, go ahead and hit me with 2 of those. I'm deathly afraid of getting tetanus." If you guys know me at all, have been to my Twitch streams, I say that one of my biggest fears is like lockjaw. I start making the doctors and nurses laugh. So they stick me with that. And then as I'm getting, so I get stuck right here, and then I'm getting stuck with an IV. And so I'm doing the x-rays. And then that's pretty much it for the Grey's Anatomy portion of the fucking hospital visit. Everybody's like, "How's your pain? Do you need anything else?" And like I'm like, my pain is good. Like I'm hurting, but nothing feels broken. Like I'm all right. They're like, out of like 1 out of 10, how bad you hurting? I'm like, probably like a 5. But every 10 minutes, the numbers start creeping up. And I'm sharing this room with this dude who like shattered his like tibia or something like that. And he's yelling bad. He's like, "Ooh, I could have died. Fuck." And he's talking to, I think, either his wife or his sister. She's like, "I know you could have died, Rodney, I know." He goes, "No, that's your problem. Let me talk. You always want to talk. I'm the one in the hospital bed right now." Rodney's yelling at some female counterpart. I'm sitting there like, damn, I just got hit by a car. It's got to be top 5 funniest things that ever happened to me, man. And so the nurse comes up to me. She does like another check, and then behind her is the lady who's taking down my information. And like what kind of bugged me is I still got blood all over my arm. And so they're like, "We need you to sign these papers. We need you to like type up some shit. Can you type?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can, but I'm right-handed. So like, you probably don't want me to use your pen." She goes, "It's all right. I'll clean it. I know I don't got nothing, but ew." What? So I'm signing shit. First of all, let me just say this. The nurse, I made every doctor and nurse laugh but one. And the one that I didn't make laugh knew my videos. Or at least she was like, "You look familiar." Maybe she was having a bad day. But you know who else was having a bad day? Me. My mom, I called my mom when I got hit. She didn't answer. And then I called her like 5 times. Because I'm like, she's going to need to know. So my mom finally calls me back, freaking out, because she's like, I don't call her that many times back to back to back to back. And she was like, "What's going on?" And I was like, so now I'm in a hospital bed. And what made it worse is there was no service in the hospital, so I couldn't call her. I had to FaceTime her because I had to get on the Wi-Fi. And so she's looking at me, EKG'd up, shit's in my arm, I'm bloody. She's like, "What is going on?" And I'm like, "I'm okay. I got hit by a car." And so she's freaking out. And then she's like, "How are we going to tell LaRon? LaRon is my brother, but he's in boot camp right now. He's going to be a Marine." W's in the chat. So I'm like, fuck, I can't even tell my little brother shit. And then my mom starts getting mad, like religious on me. She's like, "I told you, Tony, Shaitan's trying to get you. You need to get right with God." I'm like, all right, mama, let me hit you back. Because I can't do it right now. So I'm just kind of sitting there. An hour passes by. 2 hours passes by. And I'm getting impatient. And I'm trying to stay calm. Usually when I'm in like a setting where I need to ask a work or something, and they don't know or anything like that, I'm cool with it. I'm like, "Yo, nurse, what's up? What's going on?" She's like, "We waiting for your results." That was hour 1. So hour 2 passes. By the way, I'm still bloody. And I'm like, yo, nurse, what's the haps? And she's like, we're still waiting. I'm like, all right. And like, if Rodney's bitch ass wasn't to the right of me, I would have said something. Because he was giving her a hard time too. He was like, I need medicine. I feel it. My leg is broken. She's like, you just got medicine. He was like, shit. And then she's asking him questions like, scale of 1 to 10, how bad is your pain? 10, motherfucker, 10. 10. And I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna spaz on her because fucking Rodney's over here taking all the fucking attention. So I'm like, man, is there any way you can ask somebody like what's going on? I need to, like, I'm just sitting here now. She's like, no. Got a little snippy with me. Okay, all right. I'm a little mad at that. Whatever. Another hour does pass by, but now I'm getting a little bored. I'm like, all right. It's obvious nothing super life-threatening is going on. My hand looks bad. I'm a little bloody, but whatever. And that's when I made the joke. That's when I made that video. It was after I knew everything was all right. And I was like, fuck it, bro. I might as well just make something funny out of the situation. And I just drafted it. I wasn't going to post it that day or nothing like that. And so, like, the day y'all saw it, I posted it yesterday. That's not the day I got hit. I got hit a couple days ago. So then another hour passes by. And so now it's really just nothing but me answering everybody's phone calls to keep telling them I'm good. So I was out there with my boy Jackson, and he's a writer. He's in the most important writing session of his life. He's in with this super big artist, and I call him. I'm like, yo, I'm in a hospital. I just got hit by a car. He's like, do I need to leave? And this is before I knew I was all right. I'm like, nah, I think I'm all right. And I really didn't want to fuck up his chances with this song. And so, like, he's like, all right, let me know if you need me. So at like the 2-hour mark, he texts me. He's like, how's everything going? He's been texting me like every hour, but it's the 2-hour mark. I'm like, I'm good. I'm glad you didn't come because I'm really just sitting here and I'm kind of bored now. And he goes, glad I didn't leave either because this song's going to be a hit. Then the nurse comes to, so this is like hour 3. Then the nurse comes and she looks at my hand. Because the way the room is set up is there's a big tarp in between me and Rodney. And so she can't really see me. And she goes, has anybody cleaned your hand? I mean, there is a murder mystery scene on my whole arm right now. And so I'm trying not to get, because she's already been bugging me. She's already been pissing me off. So I'm over here like, no one's cleaned my hand. And so this dude nurse comes in with this just tub of shit. He's like, yo, put your hand in this. And like, so I'm laying on the bed and I have to like lift my arm to get in. And he goes, oh yeah, this table is too tall for you. I'm like, yeah, I'm laying down. He goes, don't worry about it. Presses a button and the bed starts lifting. Very slowly, very awkwardly. And he's just kind of. Right. So I'm soaking my hand in there. Come to find out, because I really haven't looked at the cut yet. I'm in this bitch for like another hour soaking my hand, and the nurse pops her head back and she goes, fuck this nurse. She goes, you know you don't have your whole cut in the tub, right? I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, you don't have the whole cut in there. You need to put the whole cut in there. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm already pruned up. And like I'm missing this part of the cut. I'm like, man, whatever, man. Get out of here. I went like 30 minutes after that. The doctor who I met in the beginning who was giving me like the spine checks, he's like, all right, results are in. You have no punctures to your chest. Because like when they were doing the x-rays, I did a chest x-ray to see if anything punctured in my lungs or any ribs broken. I did an arm x-ray because of the abrasion on my elbow. I did a hand x-ray like 5 times to make sure my hand was good. And then I did a pelvis x-ray because they were like, where were you hit? I was hit on my right hip. My body did the kickflip. I smashed my back onto the driver's side window. And then the reason I had a gash on my hand is because I caught myself on my hand. Which if I didn't, my head would have bounced on the pavement like a melon. But I'm like that. Simone Biles who? So I stick the landing. And to be honest, getting hit by a car, man, doesn't hurt as much as you think it does. So he's like, all right, it's looking like you're just going to need stitches in your hand. I say, bet. I kind of knew that. And he's like, all right, we're going to need to numb you up and then sew it up. I say, bet. I split my chin open when I was like 12. No, I was like 8. So I've had stitches before. And I was like, bet. When I did it when I was like 8, they had this like brown liquid. It stunk. And I just had to hold it to my chin and it numbed me up. So I'm like, bet. Bust the brown liquid out and I'll be good. He didn't. So there's like the metal tray next to me. Boom. It's that shot bottle. You know the bottles where they flip over and take the shot out or the medicine out into the shot? That shit says lidocaine and it's clear. And I'm like, hold up, doc. Wait a second. That is not the brown liquid when I was 8. And he goes, yeah. He goes, this is gonna hurt. Is it now? Because that's not usually what doctors say. You'll feel a little pressure. This might sting. This motherfucker goes, yeah, this is gonna hurt. I ain't gonna lie. Trigger warning, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you get a little queasy. I'm like, all right, fuck it. I just got hit by a car. It can't hurt that bad. Hey, guess how much it hurt? That bad. When shit happens to me, like doctors wise, I look. Like y'all know if y'all ever draw blood and they're like, don't look. I look. Shouldn't have. Should not have. Because I look at the needle. That bitch is this long. He goes, I'm going to have to stick this in your hand. When he said hand, I'm thinking, you know, the fat part of your hand, it's going to numb a wrist up. No, brother. He stuck that shit in the gash. And I'm like, yo. So he punctures it. He sticks it in. I'm like, He goes, yeah, it hurts. And then does it 4 more times. No bullshit. That hurt worse than getting hit by the car. No bullshit. I'm like, fuck. I'm not yelling, but I'm like angrily saying fuck out loud. And he's like, yeah, man, it hurts. Yeah, man. And so he starts the stitching process. And I'm hearing like pops. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Somebody got pop rocks in this bitch? What is that? Mistake number 2, I looked again. The pops was the stitch needle puncturing through my skin. I don't know if y'all ever got stitches. It's not smooth like. It's not like, no, skin is like tough. Okay? Didn't know that. So he's puncturing it and like my skin isn't giving way. Like I'm looking at the needle under my skin and then pop out. I said, I'm not a fainter, but I was like, oh, that's crazy. Oh, I can't look at that. But I hear it, which doesn't make it. And then like I can feel like I hear the string like through my skin as he's like pulling. I'm like, that's crazy. And so he stitches me up. And it's the first time I really looked at my hand. Before he stitches me up, he's looking, he sees my cut. And this is the first time I'm really seeing it with all the blood gone. So right where my knuckle is, it looks like somebody took a spoonful of skin out. No bullshit. That's where he's like, oh yeah, you're going to need stitches there. But he goes, but I'm not going to be able to stitch up the rest of your pinky. And I'm like, why? And then I look at it and I'm like, oh, that's why. It looked like somebody just peeled the skin off of my pinky. So it's about that much skin was peeled off, but it's like this. Yuck. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh, that's nasty. That's nasty as fuck. So it's just meat. Pause. It's just meat. Pause. Right there. Right? And he's like, there's nothing I could do. Like, he's like, you're just gonna have a crazy scar right there, probably. And so it's like skin like that. And so he stitches the part that he can, and I'm looking at him like, damn. And then they wrap it up. When the other doctor comes in after I'm stitched up, I'm like, wait a second. Y'all didn't do this shit in the movies. Y'all didn't hit me with a look left, look right, follow the light with your eyes. Like I was like, y'all didn't check my head. And he goes, you passed all of our tests to indicate you don't have head trauma. And I'm like, I don't remember taking no tests, brother. I don't know if it's because I was talking and laughing and joking. I don't know. But like, I didn't get like a scan. So I'm going to go do that while I'm like, now that I'm back home, I'm going to go get like another physical. But like, why not just check? That's what I'm saying. But it's like day 3. I'm still kicking in this bitch. So I don't know. But he says, from what we can tell, your head's good. But I didn't get no MRI or nothing like that. They asked questions on the low. Okay, that's what I thought. I don't really remember the questions, so maybe they did. So the second doctor comes in. He's like, you're good. I'm now bandaged up. And I'm like, how long is the lidocaine going to take to wear off? And he's like, should be about an hour. While all this is happening, the area in LA that I'm in, or like the hospital, is literally like, I want to say like 8 blocks away from where I'm staying. And there's mad traffic in LA. Obviously, y'all know that. Especially downtown. And where specifically my boy Jackson lives, they're like closing shit off. Like the roads are closed down for construction. So it's real hard for cars to get through, especially Ubers. So I'm like, all right, I get cleared to go. No bullshit. Can y'all believe I scootered back home? Lightning don't strike the same place twice. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I want to be a stand-up comedian anyways. This is going to make for a hilarious stand-up joke. I made my own lure. I had to cross the street. Listen to me. No bullshit. I had to cross the street. I said, okay, all right. Let me make sure y'all aren't fucking out to get me this time. I make it back home. And as y'all know, man, I smoke papers. Not that night. There's a corner store right next to my boy's house. And I go, let me just hop into this store. I know they got all the smoking utensils. I ain't gonna lie, they had pre-packaged grabba. I said, man, let me get a grabba. And like the dude who's working knows my videos. I always pop up into that store because he always hooks me up. And he saw me earlier that day. He's like, yo, what happened to your hand? I said, I just got hit by a car. Let me get a grabba and let me get some of the grape high chews. He said, wait, what? I go, yeah, let me get some of the grape high chews. He's like, wait, no, that's not what I'm asking what for. I was like, yeah, I got hit by a car. Let me get some of the grape high chews. And so I get the grabba. And like, remember, my hand is super numbed up. So I'm like, I get back to the crib, break it down, roll it up. And then I ordered me a pizza, and then I went to sleep. I'm not gonna lie though, I was a little scared of going to sleep. I was like, shit, what if I don't wake up? I woke up, and then the very next day I had my flight back home, and that shit sucked. So I'm very on top of my flights. Somehow, some way, for this specific one I wasn't, and I forgot to choose a seat for my flight. They put me in I'm 6'2". They put me in a middle seat, right? Next to some big men. And that's the end of that. So I'm sitting there and just flying. And that shit pissed me off. Then I get home, go to sleep, get some rest in, start telling like my circle, like, back in town, I'm good. Start telling my boys' parents because like they also follow me on social media. And I didn't want to worry them, so I didn't call them when it happened. And then they called me today, and they're like, what hospital are you in? We're coming to see you. And I'm like, funny enough, I'm not in the hospital. And that's really it, man. I'm good. I'm gonna go get another checkup just to make sure my head's straight. Nothing really out of the ordinary has been happening. I changed my bandage. Oh, let me tell you another thing about these LA fucks in the hospital. When they wrapped my hand up, they didn't put like a cover for the bandage. It's just bandage. No bullshit. Sorry if you get a little queasy. I was still bleeding through the bandage, obviously, after like days. The fucking bandage is blood cemented into my cut. It's like hard into my cut. So like this is I rebandaged. But y'all see these little like wires of fiber? Every single wire was individually coming out of my gash. It hurt so bad. Every single one hurt so bad. It took, like, I unwrapped it, and then it took like 15 minutes, and I was just kind of doing this to uncement it from my fucking hand. So my girl's there, she's helping me, and she's getting queasy. My girl doesn't get queasy with blood, but this bitch was hurting, and I'm bleeding. So she's like, I don't know if it's because it's like the pain is happening to you, but she's like, this shit is crazy. And so there's no way I just hit my hand, right? And so I wrap it up. This is what we have right now. I chill for that day, wake up, rest the whole day. But I woke up at like 2 in the afternoon. I never sleep that late. But I was like, maybe my body was just fucking healing or something. I got like 2 wicked bruises, but specifically on my hips, damn near my ass cheeks. Because that's where the car had hit me. And then when my body did the somersault vault 60 kickflip, I landed on my other hip and my hand. So I got 2 big ass bruises on my butt cheek, like somebody was grabbing. The way that I framed the video when I made the video was so everybody would know I was good. In the video, you can see me on a hospital bed, and it was really purely for jokes. But like, I had gotten so many DMs and blah, blah, blah. First of all, thank y'all for the love and support. Checking up on me if you did. If you didn't, fuck you. Nah, I'm playing. Y'all don't even know me. It's okay. I thought that in the way in which I made the video, people were going to know like I was okay. But like, so if y'all was in RDC's stream, it was either yesterday or 2 days ago, they're spamming in RDC's chat. Tony got hit by a car. And so Mark's like, what? And he calls me and I don't answer. And he mutes up and then he calls my boy Jackson. So y'all don't know what he said if y'all was in the stream, because he was muted up. He calls my boy Jackson and goes, did Tony die? And my boy Jackson's like, no, Tony's not dead. And then I call him back because I saw the call. And then we chop it up on the stream. And he's like, what the? Because I was just with Mark. Like, I was just with RDC. Like, they're all like, I'm talking to him, I'm telling them the story. This man, Leland, go, you might as well watch Yu Yu Hakusho now. Lee.
Okay, hey, bro. Hey, he got to watch Yu Yu Hakusho now, bro.
Are you serious?
No way.
Leland, are you dead ass?
What?
I'm saying, are you dead ass?
What?
I'm talking to Leland, like, this nigga he said, hey, tell Tony, he got to watch Yu Yu Hakusho now.
But then I make the joke, I'm like, yeah, bro, they try to isekai me. Truck Kun try to get me. For y'all who don't know, who are not anime fans, there's shonen anime, and that's like the Naruto and the One Piece, and then there's isekais. Isekai is essentially when you live in the regular world and you get hit by a truck and die, and then get reincarnated into a new world. And so I'm like, the Truck Kun try to get me. I'm the only person that ever survived an isekai. But yeah, so I'm back home. I wanted to like address it in like a short form way, but like they were mad people. Keep in mind, I posted one video the video that saying that I got hit, and then I posted some like a meme on my story about like Hancock stopping the train with his body, and I put that on my story. Mad people were like, all right, bro, you're dragging it. What? I post one video and then a meme, but y'all are mad at me? Fuck you guys. I was like, fuck it. I'll just hop on stream and tell it, because mad people are also asking me what happened. So, I mean, if you're, a lot of people are telling me to retell the story. What am I talking about? Blah, blah, blah. But other than that, guys, I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm blessed. No broken bones. No serious injuries. Little cool scar. I'm going to just tell my kids I fought a bear. And I won. But anyways, is there a vid of you getting hit? Probably. I could try to get the CCTV of it. That would be hilarious. But I don't live in LA. It happened in LA, so it's probably just not going to happen. But yeah, other than that, y'all, man, I'm good and I'm blessed. Like, it wasn't even something that I was mad at. I ain't gonna lie, the whole time I was just laughing. I was like, man, I really got hit by a car. That is actually hilarious. That is funny as fuck. I don't know necessarily how I'm going to do with, like, gaming. Like, if I game, I'm going to have to do it like this. Claw method. I'm gonna take one more day to rest because I'm also going to New York. I'm doing some shit for Anime NYC. So if you're in Anime NYC, I'll see you there. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm gonna meet up with Chris next door. We'll probably do some cool shit. Thought I'd let you guys know, man. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I ain't gonna lie, if I would have died, not to talk about it, knock on wood, if I would have died, I have no regrets, man. I live I ain't gonna lie, not on some religious stuff, but I kind of live a godly life. I try not to sin. I try not to lie. I try to give back. You know what I'm saying? I'm a good person. So, like, if it was that moment in time, it would have sucked. But I've done a lot with the time I've had on this earth. And luckily enough, man, I get the chance to do some more. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. You too. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. The next video is going to be something funnier and less boring.